Hi lovely, how are you today? I hope you're having a good one. I am Audrey and this is our channel Yoga with Audrey Jane. Today I'm going to take you through a little flow that's perfect for bedtime. So this is going to help slow you down, make you feel nice and calm and ready to go to bed. It's going to be particularly good maybe if you've had a really hectic day, your mind's feeling very busy, or you're just feeling a bit worn out and you want to kind of stretch the body a little bit before you get into bed. So you want to use either a bolster if you've got one is ideal, and if not, just grab a couple of cushions. If you've got firm couch cushions, they're great if they come off your couch, but if not, a couple of cushions will do the job. We're going to start off today with a chest opener. So you're either going to take your cushions and pop them like this, and we're going to lie across them to open up the chest, or even better, if you have a bolster that's a little bit firmer, you can pop it here like this. You're going to bring it just so it's nice and close to the back, nice and low down, and you're going to bend the knees up to begin with. We're going to lower ourselves down and open up the chest. So this is a really nice posture to come into, particularly if you're sitting at a computer for a long part of your day. We're going to take the arms nice and wide. And what this does is it creates a little bit of height so that as you take your arms wide, we're opening across the front of the chest. And this is opening up all the muscles here, which get very tight when we're sitting at a computer, kind of hunched around this way. So bring the arms wide, let everything soften down. The legs can either stay with the knees bent up, or maybe you want to go into a little butterfly, bring the soles of the feet together like this, or maybe you want to take the legs long. See what's feeling nice for you today. I prefer to have my knees bent up for this one. Really just allow everything to slow down and open up. Breathe deep into your belly and breathe in and out of the nose if you can. We're going to stay here for around a minute to really let the body just soften and open. You're also getting a little bit of a back bend in this posture, which is nice for creating a bit of space in the spine. If you're finding though sitting like this with the back slightly bent at the bottom is not feeling good for you, you can shimmy yourself up a little higher so you're actually sitting on the end of your bolster. And this just takes any pressure out of the lower back if there's issues there. See if you can make that breath even deeper into the belly. Thinking about which part of the body moves as you inhale. Is it the belly or is it the chest that's filling first? If you're finding you're breathing more into the chest, try and send the oxygen to the deep part of the lungs and the belly first. Make those breaths really nice and long and deep. That because you're at a computer for a long period of the day, maybe working at home particularly where you're not sitting at the best set up of desk and seat like you do at work, that you might get a bit of shoulder pain, and if you're experiencing tight shoulders, that's a sign that you're getting short across the chest and straight across the shoulders. So this kind of posture is really great for helping to counteract that pain that you're building up there. Pathways are created in the body when we do something on a regular basis. So it's great to do a kind of counter stretch, something that takes the body the opposite way. We're going to take 2 more breaths into the belly here. Beautiful. easiest way to come out this is to kind of roll off to the side and push yourself up with your elbow. We're going to bring yourself now into child's pose, so you can keep your bolster where it is, or if you've got your two cushions, you may like to stack them one on top of each other. It works with either. The bolster's just a little bit firmer. We're going to keep the knees together this time, and that's going to help stretch out the lower back. If there's a bit of a gap here between the hips and the heels, pop a cushion under there and it'll just feel a little bit more supportive. So for child's pose, we're slowly lowering the chest down, and we're going to kind of hug our cushion here so we feel really nice and supported. You can either bring your arms around the sides of the cushion, or maybe you want to tuck them round the back and kind of grab a hold of your heels. And this is one of the most restful poses of yoga. It tells the body to slow down. And it's called child's pose because often children actually sleep in this position. Allow everything to be very soft. And if you're finding a part of the body feels tight, maybe the lower back or the legs, as you inhale, imagine the air travelling down the body to that area. And you'll notice it soften, it's amazing, just the visualization is really helpful. Take another long breath. And then you're just going to swap your head so you're looking to the opposite side if you've got your face on the cheek. It just evens out her neck. Child's pose is a great posture to do if you do have lower back pain. Often in the morning we'll wake up very stiff, and coming into child's pose is a really great way to start the day and just soften everything, stretch it all out a little bit, create a bit of space. I know a lot of people who have suffered with back pain, and doing child's pose for a couple of minutes each day has helped them see a real difference in their pain. Take one more breath here. And then slowly peel yourself up. Always taking your time, particularly when we're doing these bedtime flows. We're going to come onto our backs now for a little twist. So for this one, keep your cushion handy, because as we twist the knees over to the side, you may like to pop the cushion underneath your knee. I'll just put my those two over here. Okay, so you're lying back. We're going to take the knees over to the right hand side to begin with. So before we go there, we can just lift the hips up and take them to the left side a bit more. Then you're going to bring the knees up so they're parallel to the ceiling. Take your arms a little bit wider. You're maybe in cactus, or you can have them wide. And you're going to let the knees fall all the way over till they land here. And you want to make sure that the shoulders are still on the mat. So if you're finding the opposite shoulders kind of lifting up, what we can do is we can get our little cushion here, and we can just rest the knees on the cushion. Maybe you're going to get two cushions, and if you're finding there's a bit of space between the knees, you can even get your other cushion and put it between the knees. That feels really nice and supportive, particularly for a bedtime routine. Then you maybe just want to have a bit of a rearrange of the shoulders so they're sitting nice and flat. If the arms can go into cactus, that's great because it just really stretches out the chest, but if they're wide, then that's fine. And we're really sinking down into this one. It gives you a lovely twist into the thoracic spine, the middle of the spine. Twists are always good because they help to calm us down, stimulating the vagus nerve that regulates our nervous system. And we're also getting a lovely stretch out the outside of the top leg here. to the side. We're just going to swap the knees over. So you're going to bring yourself back to the middle. Pop the feet down, and this time you're taking the hips over to the right hand side. So we're slightly off centre to begin with. The shins come up to be parallel, and then we let them fall over to the side. Again, grabbing your cushion and putting under the knees or between the knees if they're not quite meeting or if the shoulder's lifting off. One of my favourite postures because you're targeting so many areas. You're getting a lovely chest stretch, you're getting the twist into the spine, we're getting the lovely stretch of the outside of the leg. So we're ticking 3 boxes all in one, and it also just feels nice. Breathe deeply into the belly, sending that air to anywhere that feels particularly tight. Yourself so you're straight on the mat. We're going to finish up with what we usually call legs up the wall, but today we're not going to use a wall. You can use a wall if you've got one nearby, it'll feel even more supportive, but you don't have to, or the end of the bed's a really good one for this. If you don't have a wall, we're going to grab our cushions and you're going to just stick it underneath your hips. Now one might feel like enough, but maybe you want to lift up a little higher. You push into the feet, you lift the hips up, slide the cushion in. A bolster can do this really well. And you want to make sure the kind of flat part, just at the top of the bum where the back knee is sitting on the cushions. Pop your hands at the side just to make sure you're not going to wobble over, particularly if you're using cushions which aren't quite as firm. And then you're going to bring one knee up towards the chest and the other. Straighten the legs. You can now see why it's called legs up the wall. So if you are at a wall, it's great because you can rest the legs against the walls and you feel super supportive. But if not, it still works really well. Bend your knees ever so slightly, and what you want to see if you can get the point where the leg's almost just sitting in the hip joint, so it's supporting itself, doesn't feel like it's a lot of effort. And they might sway a little bit, that's okay. This is one of the most relaxing postures in yoga. It allows everything in the body to flow the opposite way, which doesn't happen very often. Really good for your lymphatic system. And your lymphatics is kind of like the waste system of the body. It's getting rid of all the toxins. And it actually only works when we're moving. We move it ourselves. It doesn't have a pump like the blood that's pumped by the heart. And that's why it's so important to move, to get rid of toxins and flush them out of the body. So when we take the legs up in the air and we let everything flow the opposite way, it's really good for the lymphatic system. It's meant to be good for balancing hormones. And it lets the blood flow as well, different way. The eyes can close over. You can actually do this posture for a good long time. You can hang out here for 10 minutes and really enjoy the relaxation of it. I wish I could stay here all day sometimes. For today we'll take 3 more breaths. Deep into the belly. We'll give the knees a nice hug in while we're here. It always feels good. Pop the feet down, slide your cushions out. Maybe you're going to pop one of these under your head because that's going to feel really nice. Coming into your version of Shavasana, either knees bent up and falling against each other or legs out long. Allow the body to be really heavy and soft in the mat. Give yourself permission to switch off for the next minute or so. beautiful amount of stillness before we go to sleep. Become aware of the feeling of the body touching the mat. Feeling of heaviness and weight as the ground beneath us supports us. The lightness of the parts of the body that aren't touching anything, the air is grazing over them. You might even just be able to feel the moving air. Create a little bit of space between your teeth and release any tension across the eyes. Moments of stillness. Big sigh. Super slow. Come up to sitting. If you're in bed already, just turn the video off and go to sleep. Once you come up, you can keep the eyes closed. We're just going to reach the arms up overhead. Take a big inhale. Hands come together, we sigh out as we bring the hands down to heart. And you're going to say thank you to yourself for taking this time to allow your body to slow down and catch up with your mind. Or maybe the mind's slowing down and catching up with the body. You always need it, and you most definitely deserve it. Namaste. I hope you have a beautiful sleep. See you next time. If you would like to see some more videos from me, it's really helpful if you can spread the love and pop a little like or a comment of what you would like to see next, and subscribe to the channel. I put videos up about once a week roughly, and it just really helps me do more for you guys if you can help spread the message of yoga with Audrey Jane. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.